Here are 4 ways your worthiness wound is showing up, and it's literally sabotaging your success. Number 1, perfectionism. This is something that basically you think that when everything is perfect, then you are worthy. And when things are not, you don't even realize that progress is a win. And so you feel deep shame at any form of feedback which is not absolutely complimentary. As a result, instead of showing up and sharing progress and getting feedback and improving, you're waiting with your things in the drawer whilst everybody else has launched and is now on version 10, and they're making the money. They're getting the accolades. They're getting the credit for an idea that you had years ago, but you have been too scared to show up and share. Now I'm going to share the other 3 in 3 other series. My name is Bolu TV, and I support high-achieving women who truly want to make a difference in the world in seeing and shifting everything that's in the way of you truly living a life that you celebrate. In this space, there's no more mediocrity, there's no more tolerating. It's truly about authentically showing up in a bold way, stepping into your power and no longer being afraid to shine bright. The second worthiness wound is the hyperachiever. And this is where your worthiness is linked to your results. And when I say linked, I mean that when your results are great, you feel great. And when they're not, your self-worth is literally in the gutter. Now, because your identity and your worthiness is so linked to your results, everything else takes second place. This is where people feel that you don't really care about them. You only care about the results, where you're always too busy working. You don't have time for friends and family or even your children, where your health takes the back burner because it's work first and you push through exhaustion. And basically, that lie that you're only as worthy as your results is literally killing aspects of your life. So if you recognize yourself in this, I just want you to know that you're not alone. I used to work with the intensity of a Formula One driver and the dedication of a doctor on call. And I wasn't doing this for a few weekends here and there. I was doing this year in, year out. It wasn't until my body basically said, I'm no longer cooperating with your nonsense, and burnt out, bringing me to a screeching halt. But I had to really pause and ask myself, why was I doing this? And I realized that I was truly being driven by this wound. I wasn't in the driving seat. So if this is something that you now know is actually keeping you small, as opposed to allowing you expand into true freedom, then I invite you to explore what it truly means to be a hyperachiever. Click on the link and let's get you started on that awareness journey that will literally change your life. The third worthiness wound is all about the controller. There was a time I truly felt I needed to be the general manager of the universe. I mean, I just needed to be in control of everything. And if that resonates, what does this mean? It means that it needs to go the way you said it had to go. It needs to go as you planned it. Anything else, any deviation feels like a threat to the plan. You actually begin to feel anxious because you don't have that foundational trust. And you only believe that if you do it, it will be okay. And yes, temporarily, this may feel okay and may get you so far. But the further you go in leadership, if you're a woman that is building a legacy, a woman who's building something big in this world, you know, and I know, because you're smart, that there is no way that you can do it all by yourself. And so this is where you get to shift from being a force, and you are a formidable force. You know how to do things. You know how to build things. You get things right, to being a force multiplier. So where you now relate with others, not by having to do it all by yourself and be a pencil pusher, but truly build teams around you where you inspire and lead without having to get into telling them what to do or always improve on what they've done, because I'm sure you can see a way to make it better. This is where you build the confidence in the people that you work with so they can go and take the world by storm. And You shift away from your worth being by the one who controlled and did everything by yourself to the one who truly set it in motion, cast the vision, and was able to multiply forces around you. It's very different. Now, if you really want to step into that level of expansion and freedom, because what would your business be like if you had to be there for every single thing? And find out more about what it truly means to be in your controlling saboteur version of yourself and what it is that you can actually start doing today to shift that. The fourth worthiness wound is about the people pleaser. This is about where you bend yourself into a pretzel so other people can be happy, where you feel that it is your job for everybody to be happy, but you forget all about yourself. I mean, yes, it's beautiful to have great relationships, to be spark joy in people's lives. Wonderful. However, if you're keeping the peace outside by having conflict inside, there is no true peace. If you're building relationships with others without really a relationship with yourself and never asking yourself what you truly want, are those true relationships? So the invitation here is to really ask yourself, how can I have my most fulfilling, authentic, joyful life? And what does that look like for me? This is where you start bringing the power back and stop being afraid to be in full self-expression because you're so worried about not being loved. And this is where you break free from the rules of the good girl and you step into being the wise woman, the woman who knows that she is worthy. So you shift away your worth from how pleased other people are with you. When you start asking yourself, ooh, am I pleased with myself? Am I in integrity? Have I shown up from a space of true authenticity? You are going to see the world shift. If this is something you want to explore because you know that it's keeping you small, you know that it's keeping you from shining bright without apology. My name is Bolu TV and I support high achieving women who truly want to make a difference in the world. I support you in seeing and shifting the things that are between you and your fullest, most authentic, powerful version. The things that are between you and truly stepping into a life that you truly celebrate and one that's going to be the greatest, fullest impact in the world. Here you don't play small any longer. You step into your full magnetic essence. And so I invite you to click on the link so that we can see and shift what's in the way for you to be your biggest, boldest, most authentic self. Love and light.